Hey guys, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by and please consider subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. In today's tutorial, we'll be looking at this draped ruched skirt, and we have the measurements of waist 34, hip line 8 inches, hip 44 inches, knee line of 18 inches and length 30 inches. So first of all, I will draw a horizontal line at the top edge of the fabric, and I'm placing a quarter of the waist circumference. Beneath the waist line, I am going down with ½ inch and I will connect it to the 1/4 of the waist circumference. So from the waistline again, I am placing vertically the measurement of 8 inches for the hip line, 18 inches for the knee line, and the length of the skirt is 30 inches. At this point, I'll be drawing horizontal lines to mark the length of the skirt, the knee line, and the hip line. So I will label it waistline, hip line, knee line, and length. So I've already placed the waist measurement, the quarter of the waist measurement. On the hip line, I am placing a quarter of the hip circumference. And on the knee line, I am subtracting 1 inch from the quarter of the hip circumference. That's 10 inches, and I place it there. So note the way I am connecting the dots. I am making straight lines. From the waistline to the hip line is slant. Just making it very straight. Then I am connecting the hip line to the knee line and then to the length. This is so that when we are joining the pattern paper, of the front and the back bodices, there will be, it will be easy for us to join them. So on the waistline, I am dividing the quarter of the waist circumference by 2. That's the dart position. The dart position of a skirt is 1/8 of the waist circumference. So I am placing that on the hip line, knee line, and the length. This is so that I will have a straight line, okay, from the waist to the length. So then I am connecting this dot now. That's the dot line, and this will come very handy when we are joining the pattern paper. So then I'll cut this out. So for the back panel, I am folding the pattern paper into 2. Now note that the front panel was folded into 2 as well, okay? Then the back panel is folded into 2. So I'm using about 1 inch for the zipper allowance, and I'll bring in the front panel, placing it on the pattern paper I'm using for the back panel. I'll place the folded edge of the front panel on the zipper allowance, okay, and pin it. Now at the waistline there, I'll make it 1 inch higher for the back panel, and I'll connect it to meet the waist circumference, the quarter of the waist circumference, and cut it out exactly like the front panel, just observing the zipper allowance and that 1 inch at the waistline. So then I will mark the hip line and the knee line on this other part of the front panel. I want to extend the hip line and the knee line of the front panel. After extending these lines, I'll bring in the back panels. Now note that they're in 2 pieces. For the front panel, it was folded, but the back panel was separated, okay? So then I'll connect it, making sure that the length of the front panel and the length of the back panel are together at the same point. And I'll use a sellotape. I'll sellotape it to the hip line, okay? And then I'll make it on the other side as well, okay? So I have joined the 2 back panels to the 2 sides of the front panel, and this is what it looks like. So turn it to the right side. I didn't want to put the sellotape on the right side of the, I'll cut it through the dart line that we formed on the front panel. Remember that dart line. After cutting it through, I'll cut it at the hip line. That's so that we can join the other side, the waistline of the front panel to the waistline of the back panel. So I'll do it on one side and I'll do the same thing to the other side. So it means this pattern has been divided into two. One part will be bigger than the other side. So this is it. And then I'll notch the knee line on both sides of the pattern. So now this is the knee line, and each of the knee line has to align. So that we'll shape this skirt, just the way it is. I'll bring the two patterns to meet at the zip allowance. Okay, note that I overlapped it because we use about 1 inch for the zipper allowance, so I have to place it on top of that zipper allowance, and then I'll shape it from the knee line, not the part that is smaller the way it looks. So I'll connect from the knee line. I'll cuff it to go through that zipper allowance. The zipper allowance there, from the length I went up with about 2 inches. For the knee line of that bigger part, I'll cuff it to meet the length at the side. Now remember the side that we joined, okay, with sellotape. That's the side I will still maintain the skirt length. And then at the side there, it will be longer. It will still maintain the skirt length. Now this skirt does not have a seam. It will not have any joining at the side. I'll connect it to meet the zipper, to meet it at the middle where the zipper allowance is. Okay, so just note the way I cuff it. And I'm simply blending the other point so it won't be so sharp. So this is what it looks like, and then I'll cut it out. So after cutting it out, I will now remove the pins that we have on the zipper allowance. I'll remove the pins and then detach this part. Okay, so now I will now do the slash lines. So I'll slash it towards the zipper allowance. Okay, and I want to make it about 2 inches apart. So for the smaller part, I am just doing this slash on the upper side. So then I'll cut it, not cutting it through. I'll just leave a little, about ½ inch at the zipper allowance. Okay, and for the bigger part, I am simply slashing one at the top there, and then slash it slantly from the part of the hip line to the zipper allowance, and then I'm slashing it, not cutting it through. I'll leave about ½ inch, at the zipper allowance. So I'll level these pieces so I won't get confused, and then place it on the right side of the fabric. So now this is how I place it on the right side of the fabric. You will need to notch a zipper allowance on the waistline and at the length of this pattern paper. So then I will pin it down such that I will have ½ inch. I'll cut at ½ inch for for joining of the band. I will add ½ inch at the waistline. Okay, so now I freestyled it because I used about 1 yard of this fabric. Okay, so you can use up to 1.5 if you want the drape to be more pronounced. Okay, I use about 1 yard of this fabric. So now note the way I connected this spread. Okay, so I'll use, from that point I am adding 1 inch at the side and then ½ inch at the waistline. Okay, so that 1 inch will be for the same allowance for this part of the skirt to the other. At the hem there, I will add ½ inch. Okay, but for the zipper allowance I won't add any other allowance because we already have 1 inch for the zipper allowance. So I'll cut it out. After cutting out the big part of the skirt, remember to notch the knee line because at that point the two will have to come together. So this is the smaller part, and I did the spread as well and cut it out. So then at this point I will need to pleat it. Now at this point you will need to pleat it exactly like you see it in the picture, so the pleats can be overlaying on the other one, so you will have a nicer look. So now after pleating it, I'll measure it to the point of the knee line, and I had more than 18 inches. Now the knee line is 18 inches, remember, so I still needed to pleat more. So for the bigger part, I equally draped it as well, and after draping it, I brought in the smaller part on the bigger part. Okay, now like I said, they will have to meet at the knee line. I pinned it, and then whatever excess I have, okay, I will need to pleat it in again. So the two sides meet at the knee line and the waistline, and whatever excess you have, you need to pleat it in. I had some excess on the bigger part, so I needed to pleat more, and that's what I'm doing here. So after pleating it, that will be, we'll have exact thing at the knee line and at the waist. So I'll bring the two pieces together. And I'll take it to the machine and use 1/2 inch to sew it. So now I'll be sewing it from the waistline, and I'll stop stitch at the knee line. After joining it, this is what I have. Okay, so we'll be sure we're having the same measurement. We'll need to take out the waist circumference. Okay, so I'll measure it from one end of this skirt. Now remember, there's no side seams, so I'll measure it from one of the zipper to the other side of the zipper allowance. So now whatever I have as excess, I'll divide it by 4, and that will be the zipper allowance that we have. Okay, I'll measure the hip line and then measure from one side of the zipper allowance to the other. That's for the hip circumference, and whatever excess I have from the hip circumference, now I had 47 here, so the hip circumference is 44. I had 3 inches, so I had 3 inches as the excess for this allowance. I'll be dividing that by 4, and I'll be using that as the zipper allowance. So I went ahead to take out the allowance, install the zipper, and this is the band, which is about the length of the waist circumference plus 2 inches. So I placed it right side facing the wrong side of the skirt, and I'll be sewing that with 1/2 inch from one zipper to the other. I'll turn it and stitch it to cover up. So now for the hemming, I'm simply double folding, and I'll take it to the machine and sew it down. This is what it looks like on me. If this video adds any value to you at all, give me a thumbs up, comment and share. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.